I call Paul Foster-Bell.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. Well, we've heard from the government side in this general debate, I think, a very effective argument that the opposition, in particular the Labour Party, is becoming the yeah party of New Zealand. And I would like to reflect. I'd like to reflect on a conference I attended over Labour weekend, ironically, in Tauranga, an Institute of IT Professionals of New Zealand conference in which I saw exactly that approach acted out in practice. So we had from the Green Party Gareth Hughes representing, and he made a very clear argument against having a national security apparatus in New Zealand. It's something I would utterly disagree with, and I think on this side of the House we are very strong proponents of bringing in appropriate measures to secure our people and our IT networks from attacks from those who would wish to harm us. But Gareth, on the other hand, made a very clear argument against that approach. He said we don't need a GCSB, we don't need the NZSIS, we don't want the police involved in counter-terrorism activity, and in fact he didn't think we should be cooperating with friendly allied nations like the United States, the UK and Australia on intelligence gathering. That's an approach I utterly disagree with, but at least he had a clear approach and he was outlining what he thought. The Labour Party, on the other hand, was represented by their recently demoted ICT associate spokesperson, who laid out a very peculiar approach. So she didn't say that they were going to repeal what we were doing instantly. She didn't say they were going to actually have an active program of their own that they would bring in to replace the amendments to the GCSB legislation and the Telecom Interception and Communication Security Bill, the TICS bill that passed yesterday. So they have no alternative in place. There would be a Royal Commission of Inquiry, a series of inquiries, and it would be over a period of time we would be left vulnerable while they go through a process of consultation and persiflage. So I think, Mr Speaker, we have seen in that particular example a very clear case of Labour adopting the yeah approach to security. And it's a shame because previously, sir, that was a party which took the security of this realm very seriously. Over the weekend, Mr Speaker, we had the Labour Party conference in Christchurch, and as a strong royalist and former member of the Monarchy New Zealand group, in fact former Vice Chair of Monarchy New Zealand, I was interested to see that one of the remits, one of the policy discussions they were having was on republicanism. And again, it was a bit ironic, sir, because David Cunliffe entered, he walked into the conference to the song Royals from Lord. Wonderful New Zealand artist, an award-winning, platinum-winning New Zealand artist, and a great song. And the lyrics to that song, Mr Speaker, go something along the lines of "Let me be your ruler." Well, I think, sir, that the New Zealand public will be saying to Mr Cunliffe, yeah, nah to that next year, because I think the New Zealand public, by and large, are utterly supportive of the Queen as our head of state, an absolutely incorruptible person, a person who has no desire for higher political office, a person who has no need for financial gain. It's a system which isn't broke, doesn't need fixing. In fact, we saw Her Majesty promoting a wonderful New Zealand product just yesterday when she wore the beautiful blue pearl brooch from Christchurch, which the Prime Minister gave her, promoting a great New Zealand company. So I think the punters of New Zealand, the public, and certainly on this side of the House, we're very clear. Our approach to that is it ain't broke, so don't fix it. Others in this House may have a different view. I've heard from Green members that they're very strongly opposed for a range of reasons. But it seems that the Labour Party approach on this is like almost everything else they're doing at the moment. It's yeah, nah, maybe. Well, let's kick it to a policy committee for further discussion. We might have a referendum when the Queen dies in due course. It's all very much death by consultation rather than having a clear position that the New Zealand public can understand when we go into the next election campaign. Another issue that I heard at the IT conference in Tauranga was on the TPP. Now, this is something I think on this side of the House we've been very clear of. We're utterly supportive of liberalising trade with our most important trading partners like the United States, like South Korea, like Japan. Now, we already have a pretty open market in this country, so that if you're, for instance, the IRD, who are looking at a new computer system, they are going to open that up to procurement from others overseas. our companies, our bright IT firms, should have the ability to get into government procurement roles in America and elsewhere. Thank you.
The Honourable Mary Ann Street.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. This government is out of touch. This government is failing New Zealanders. This government